What is going on, guys? Jared here from the Figure Bros, and today you're gonna have to pardon this giant ass out of frame box spinning, but we're looking at a very special Mcfarlane Toys Mega Fig. This time we are looking at their classic Darkseid. Now I'm very excited to be taking a look at this figure. This was one of the rare Mcfarlane figures I see that I'm like, ooh, that looks really good. And we're gonna see if that holds up out of the box. So as usual, let me know what you guys think down below of this figure by the end of the review, if you're going to be picking this up or if you're going to be passing. Let me know, and let's get right into the video. Alrighty guys, so we're going to go ahead and start off with the articulation for Darkseid. Sorry, I'm trying to get a better look here. So at the top, alright, I'm going to preface this. I was a little excited to look at this figure initially. And if you guys don't know, the way I usually record my reviews is I'll record like the intros in batches, and then I'll unbox them, get a feel for them, and then I will talk about it. If you guys remember, I was pretty excited to look at this in the intro, and it kind of dwindled down after getting him out of the box. So starting with the head, it is on a ball socket, and it's already starting, as you guys can see. Yep. It has begun. Alright. This is all unscripted, full send. So he's going to look up about that high, look down about that far. Actually, yeah, look down about that far. You get some decent range out of it, but not great. Shoulders, you're going to go about horizontal, no bicep swivel, but you can twist around. Single jointed elbows, get decent range. Standard hinges for the hands. Torso, you do get a little bit of movement forward and not a ton of movement back, really. You're not getting a lot of movement there. Legs, that's about as far as you can split them. Not great, but I guess not terrible. There is no thigh cut here, which is so stupid. There's literally the perfect point for a thigh cut. You could just add it here, it'd be perfect. But no, there's barely anything there. I think it's up there. Yeah. Technically there is a thigh cut. But if you want to push the leg all the way up in there, you can't even use it. Mcfarlane, why do you do this to me? Double jointed knee works fine. Looks kind of disgusting though, but that's okay. Ankle hinge goes that far forward, actually pretty far. That far back, actually pretty far. You do get an ankle rocker, and you get a toe hinge. So that's kind of why. Also, this guy, he like falls apart. If I pull a little too hard on his legs, that comes out. If I pull a little too hard on the arm, that comes out. And I'm not pulling that hard. Like if I just articulate it out, it comes out sometimes. I have to be really gentle with it. This arm also does that. This has to have been, he had to have been a Build-A-Figure at some point, right? There's no way. There's no way he wasn't. He had to have been a Build-A-Figure. Right? Some point in the production, they decided to change it. It's very frustrating. Let's talk about the aesthetic, though. There are a few things I really like here. One of them being his head sculpt. I think this head looks great. It looks very nice, looks very Darkseid-y, but again, everything freaking pops off on this figure. Why? Oh, and there goes the arm again. Everything comes off. Why? Oh, it is frustrating. Now, he's supposed to be based on like the very classic Darkseid, which I think it's shown here on the back of the box. Oh, I knocked him over. There you go. You got to look for it. It's mostly pretty accurate, I would say. You get a little bit of wash here for the stone skin. You don't really get a lot of paint on him. There's this weird like dry brushing in here on his like abdomen and around the corners on his shoulders, but nothing like barely in the chest. So that's very odd. However, in terms of like a classic Darkseid look, I do think they got it. It's just, oh, some things really bug me here. They bug me way too much. Way too much. All right, I zoomed out a little bit just so we could see him better. I mean, the aesthetic here is not bad by any means. It's just, I feel like that could be a little better in some spots. Maybe a little bit of shading on the blue. Definitely some shading on this belt here. I mean, this is just plain plastic. And another thing, why the heck do his fists look like this? It looks like his thumb is attached to the rest of the fist. I mean, I get he's wearing a glove, but this one looks just fine. I guess that brings us into the accessories. You get another fist hand, and then you get a pointing hand. Again, a weirdly malformed fist. I don't know. It just doesn't look right. Do you guys think that looks right? It's just like too much emphasis on not being connected. I almost feel like this one looks... Yeah, this one looks a little bit better because there's almost more of a line there, and this one there isn't really any. What the heck? That's so weird. Do you guys see that too? And then you get a pointing finger. And then one of the cooler accessories here, I will say. You get an alternate head sculpt. That does actually look really cool. This is what kind of sold me on the figure initially. With like his Omega Beam effects coming out. That is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That looks great. But I don't know. This figure is just very frustrating to me. Another good thing I like a lot is his wired cape. A lot of Mcfarlanes have actually had wired cloth capes lately, and they've looked pretty good. You can get a lot of posing out of it. Well, you have to get a little creative with it. It's not the most amazing wired cape. You could get him in a flowing stance. You know, it looks pretty good. For the most part, at least. Yeah. I don't know. I want to like this figure a lot more than I actually do. But there's a couple things here that just really bug me. The articulation is not horrible by any means, but the fact that he pops apart so easily is very frustrating. He's just a little frustrating. And it bugs me because I'd like a nice classic Darkseid. And Mcfarlane almost got it down, and it just kind of fell flat in a few spots. So overall, Darkseid, he is $40, and to get an alternate head, wired cape, and 2 extra hands at this big of a figure is not a bad price by any means. I think that price is actually fine. I'm going to go with a 6 out of 10. If his arms didn't pop out so much, and the leg, maybe it's just me. You know what? I would go up to a generous 7 if I didn't have these seemingly QC issues. But I don't know if they're just me or if it's just the way he's made. So, overall, 6 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think of this figure down below. I'm a little disappointed, but I'm still on the fence of if I'm going to keep him or not. He does look good. But when it comes to just the way Todd decided to do some of these things, I mean, come on, Mcfarlane. So weird. But anyways, that's been the review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, or if you disliked it, let us know why in the comments down below, and we will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.